What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, getting down with Fresh Out. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share the channel. I'm here with the homie Ghost Loke, man, and we chopping it up, man. You know, every time we get together, it's fireworks. You know, this is my good brother right here, man, and it's always a great conversation. And that's one of the things I always yearn for, is having good conversation. Good conversation. It makes me feel good, and you know, something that stimulates my mind. And I was just talking with him about some things he's got going on in his life and what he wants to talk about. And Ghost, man, you know, share with the people, man, what you got going, what's on your mind, man.
Man, you know, first thing is thank you for having me again, homie, on the show, and all your viewers been hitting me up on Instagram, so I appreciate that. And the funny thing about it is, when your viewers hit me up on Instagram, I actually video call them. They like, you fucking calling me, you know. Started my nonprofit, You Can, you know. So I got some shirts for you and in the team, and so the elevation is I went to go buy an apartment building, real estate, developing wealth. I do all the paperwork. I did all that stuff, taxes, W-2 forms, statements, and all that stuff. I give it to them, you know, basic stuff, you know, to get property. So I'm speaking with the people on the phone, and the lady was kind of condescending. So she said, the building's 1.3 million, right? Now, okay, I got good credit, you know, and so she, well, you have to have this much. It's a lot of money, sir. Do you have that? What do you mean? Do you ask everybody this question? Or just people that may sound like me? No. I was just curious. I'm like, yes, I do have that. Well, the closing cost, sir, is going to be this too. It's an awful lot of money. It's okay. Is there anything else? So my real estate agent was like, this, you know, I'm sorry you got to experience that. I'm like, it is what it is. So what's got me looking back at redlining, it got me looking back at I don't want to be no renter. I want to be property owner. I'm speaking from experience. So it got me looking back at a lot of different stuff, you know what I'm saying? So the universe has blessed me with opportunities, you know, I watch what I do and things like that. And so when the lady, my real estate agent said, that woman is racist. And I said, why would you say racist? He said, but for her comment, what she was saying to you. And so I said, you know what race is? Racism is. And she was like, yeah, when people don't like each other. I said, no. That's called discrimination by being biased. And I said, racism is when one dominant majority controls, dominates, owns, and exploits others. That's what racism is. When one group dominates, controls, exploits, and controls the resources of other people. So, you know, we went to a conversation and stuff like that, man. So, like, where do you learn this stuff from? And I said, when you do 17 years and you read about stuff, I retain it, you know what I'm saying? So, just educating people on that right there. I'm not gonna get too deep about it, but I've taken that to South LA. Now, this new financial thing that they got going on in LA, they want to be able to make black people homeowners. Now, to be able to become a homeowner, you have to have, you know, an income, build community coalitions. I don't want to say this on tape, but your money, save your money, come together and buy some property.
Mm-hmm.
Use your money that you got in that duffel bag to go buy some property. You know what I'm saying? So everything is falling through. You know, everything is falling through. So when I look at my babies, they're gonna have some wealth, because in a few years the equity is gonna go up and go up. So I'm gonna take that equity, go buy another one.
Yeah. You know, that's one thing. You know, you're exactly right. When I tell people about racism, I said, man, I don't really care if somebody don't like me, like you said, discriminate because of my skin color or my background. But like you said, racism is having economic ability to control my future or an opportunity. And you saying that about the bank is funny, because I went to the bank not too long ago, and I was gonna look down, putting together like a little financial move, and the guy was in there, and I happened to be on my way to the gym. I had a tank top on. I'm talking, and there's one dude here, and then he said, "Oh, you might have so and so." Todd comes and sits in, and he's sitting there, and another white dude sitting there. So I got all my paperwork, my tax stuff, and I'm sitting there, and I can see the guy, like, "What do you do?" and this and that, and he's talking, kind of funny, but I'm reading the vibration. I could tell he's scared to death, and he's kind of like, uncomfortable, but trying his best to be comfortable. Because I can feel your vibration. So they supposedly, go and got a copy of the paperwork, and he's gonna contact me in a day or so, blah, 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 right? So I'm sitting there with my wife, and I'm like, yeah, dude was kind of funny, man. And he brought back the paperwork. It wasn't even all organized, the stuff I gave him the copy. And then I get a call, like the next day, he's like, oh, it happened that all the stuff we copied, the scanner wasn't working that day, so we need you to come back in.
Big
on
ass
blah, blah,
company.
blah.
Scanner ain't working.
Scanner ain't working.
Yeah.
So I said, that's a sign from God. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make some other stuff happen, and I got a couple other moves I'm gonna put together anyways, because I was trying to make, start this little business, and I was just like just to see what the universe was talking to me about. And by him saying that, just told me what I wanted to hear, as far as it wasn't the right move and this wasn't the right place. But, I tell people all the time, I don't talk a lot about racism on the channel, because I feel like no matter what, ain't nobody gonna stop me, but I know it exists.
It exists, and it's unfortunate that it exists, but that shit is man-made.
Yeah.
Racism is man-made.
Yeah, of course.
But, you got, motherfucker can be biased. I don't like onions.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm prejudiced. Yeah. Don't put no onions in my food, or pizzas or my burgers. Don't put no onions on that. But it's the fact of the matter is it runs rampant. It is a man-made thing, and sometimes we hold biases towards each other. Where you from, homie? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. When we talk about these experiences dealing with the bank or dealing with certain people, I know a lot of times when I deal with somebody with a phone and they don't see me, and then when they see me, oh shit, damn, oh man, damn DJ, nice to meet you, blah blah blah. It's like the whole demeanor change, and I always tell people, man, look, don't get mad at it. Just if you know the game, like if you know you're playing tackle football instead of tag football, just know to knock his ass down. So if you understand the rules, you can't get mad. But it took me a long time to really understand these rules, because I wasn't taught certain rules. I had to learn the hard way. Certain things, like I wasn't taught about, hustling in the street. Nobody in my family sold dope, so I'm learning how to sell dope. I'm, learning the hard way. Same thing about, being black and being arrested. I get arrested, I go to juvenile hall, I'm in here, I'm about to go do some time. I see the white kid, he been arrested 5-6 times selling dope. He get in and out. But these are the game rules that I never knew that affect you as a player when you start playing. And you start playing when you put yourself in the mix. So once you understand that, and you can understand what your character is capable of, it's like playing a video game, and you got this big creature in the video game, and you keep trying to wrestle everybody, but you don't know that if you put your hand up, a laser will shoot out your hand, you could just melt people.
Yeah, it's people in the bubble. A lot of us is in that damn bubble and afraid to go outside that bubble. You know how we used to walk the yard. You know, everything is color coded. You know, we're taught that shit. I was taught that shit because my family diverse. You know, but I was taught that shit. You know, so most cats is in the bubble. You know, so when I go do my volunteer work at the county jails, you know, and I walk in there and I see it because I used to be that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was it's part of that. But I want to get these cats to prepare to re-enter the community with full citizenship. And when I say re-enter the community with full citizenship, this is a brand new mindset in order to be successful. So when I call and I'm speaking with the people from the bank and they say something that does not rub me the right way, I ain't got to bang on her. I can just answer the goddamn question because I know what it is. But to move forward, you see what I'm saying? So I can make that change. So I try to empower, educate, and influence other people through my experiences. Yes, do I experience this shit on a daily basis? Everybody does. Discrimination. It is what it is, you know. But what fucked up thing about it, excuse my language, but we do it against each other. We do it against each other, you know. And I don't want to downsize the youngster who got his life taken by taking this girl out to eat a nice lunch, you know. It's like it's too much of that shit that's happening. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up, man.
Well, you know, it's like you said, certain people see a steak dinner walking around when you have that around your neck or on your wrist or something like that. But then it comes to a point where you see things and you know that there's certain places that you shouldn't even put yourself in that predicament. And like yourself, having been exposed to certain things, it puts you in a different mind frame. You understand how things work more. And I always tell dudes, it's like, man, like you said, get outside your bubble and socialize in things that make you initially feel uncomfortable so you can understand, because the world is different everywhere. You go overseas, you travel internationally, you're going to meet people, man, and it's a totally different mindset. When you're around people where everybody's got 6 figures, 7 figures, they're not talking about the same shit they talking about in the hood. It nobody's tripping off your Rolexes. You go, I've been in people's houses and they got, $100,000 worth of watches laying on a counter, and they go back to the back and do whatever, and they're not even tripping off that stuff being stolen. You're not thinking in that mind frame. Low frequency, you looking around and,
You're hungry.
You're hungry.
You're hungry all the time.
So it's a different mind state when you're around certain things and you realize that this isn't nothing. I mean, when I go, I always talk about it on the channel, when I go to Monterey once a year and I look around, I see these people. Some of these people, man, got more money than God. But, you can't go in there and act like, oh, man, and like you ain't never seen this type of shit. And then you're not like riding the next man's nuts either because he has it. You just being you. But the thing is, you are potentially in the same position to do what they do. They human beings like you a human being. You have, if you're here, if you're there, that means you have the potential. But you got to put your mind in that mind. You got to reprogram yourself. There's a lot of shit that I had in my mindset when I went to prison, and literally I went through there, and it's like going through and trash delete, and I just deleted a bunch of shit. I deleted so much shit when I got to prison, man. And I was laying in that bunk in Lompoc, man, and lockdowns for 3-4 weeks at a time, and I'm sitting there just meditating, man. And it's like, I know when you're on the street, you don't have time to meditate and you don't really think about stuff. But I got locked up. I was 24 and I had just been locked up from 18 to 21. So, but it took me a while to really realize what the hell, 18 to 21 and then 15 to 16. So I in and out. But if you take the time, and when we spit this game to you guys on these videos, if you take the time to really think, just spend a day, maybe you don't even leave the house for a couple days. Because if you go to prison, you ain't gonna leave a house, you ain't gonna leave a cell, if you're in the county for a couple days.
Nah, they may tell you stay in this motherfucker for 90 days.
You in there, and you try to figure out what time it is, And all you know when they bring the little tray, that is, oh man, it must be 5 o'clock or it must be 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you guys, reflect and meditate, man, and start cleaning your minds out. You know, we trying to give you real game, man. You got to clean your mind out and start deleting shit that doesn't serve you in a righteous path.
Yeah, you know, that's my whole get down, dog. Is these youngins out there, these schools in LA that I get a chance to speak at, these youngsters that hit me up. It's all about that change. It's all about that growth, and a lot of these cats don't understand. When I meet somebody, you know, like, you did that before? I'm like, yeah, I did that before. You know, I was in Santa Fe Springs. Now imagine this, homie. I'm in Santa Fe Springs. I'm walking out of a building. This youngster stopped me and say, hey, you Ghost, you DJ Verrett, right? I'm like, yeah, I am. He said, man, I saw you on Fresh Out Big Herc, man. I said, really? Like, yeah. I said, what, thank you. I said, did you leave a comment? Did you subscribe to Fresh Out? Like, yeah, I did. He said, can I take a picture with you? I'm like, yeah, come on, take a picture. Took a picture with him. And I said, what did you get out of that? What did you get out of that? God's honest truth. He said, ain't nothing wrong with being a copycat as long as you copy the right cat.
Mm-hmm.
I said, wow. You see the power of that influence?
Mm-hmm.
Copy the right cat. You know, there's a small percentage of people who's not gonna do it. Big percentage who's doing it. Get out the bubble. Educate yourself, learn some shit, work hard. Because a lot of cats didn't see me going to school at nighttime, twirling Verizon wireless signs. Going to school at nighttime, twirling Verizon wireless sign in the daytime. The only thing they see is the result of the diligence and hard work. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, man. So hopefully everything falls into place. It will fall into place. I'm gonna get the apartment building. I'm gonna let them pay my mortgage off for me. You know, put in the trust for my daughters, so they can have some property. What was that, 2024, 2025? It should go up a couple $100,000 in equity. Go get another one. And then go get another one. And then my nonprofit, the things I want to do with the re-entry, men and women like us who have our story, to get out, to live in my building. They will move out of crime. When they leave my building, they should have $25,000, $30,000 saved because they're gainfully employed. They got educated. They're gonna commit no crime. They're gonna discharge the paper, so they move out of poverty, have something sustainable, and that's why I named it You Can make a difference, and I'm making a difference just like you've been making a difference with Fresh Out, dog.
Hey man, that's a beautiful thing, man. Like I said, that's why I love having you on the channel, man. Always spitting game, man, lacing people up and putting out a positive message. You guys, make sure you guys hook up with my man's stuff in the description, all the links, see all the big things he's doing, and subscribe, share, and also subscribe, share to his Instagram and all his social media.
Oh yeah, man. Click that subscribe. We want to, before the new year out, we want to go to at least 700, 800,000. At least. You know, with Big Herc. So, appreciate you, bro.
All right. Represent Big Herc 916 and Go Slow, Fresh Out. Stop walking around with a crusty butt, smelly ball sack, and a funky hoo-ha. Big Herc said, wash that ass. Pick you up a t-shirt at freshoutseries.com.